Hello and welcome to the Classical Next Innovation Award 2021. My name is Andreas Kern from Berlin, and I'm happy to introduce to you the recipients of this award of this year. The aim of the Classical Next Innovation Award is to raise awareness and attention for highly creative, innovative projects from the art music world. And this year we still asked the nominators who nominate projects around the world to find projects which are induced by the corona pandemic. And one of these projects is called These Bones, This Flesh, This Skin by the Scottish Ensemble in collaboration with the Scottish Dance Theatre. And this project is about combining different art forms like dance, music and film. Let's go now to Scotland and find out more about this wonderful project, These Bones, This Flesh, This Skin. Hello everybody. Congratulations first of all. It's great to have you here. Hello. Would you mind to just introduce yourself to the audience just briefly?
Okay, hello. I am Genevieve Reeves. I am the cinematographer, digital artist, editor that worked on These Bones, This Flesh, This Skin.
Hello, my name is Joan Clevillé. I come from Barcelona, but I've been living in Scotland for 11 years now. I'm the artistic director of Scottish Dance Theatre and the choreographer of These Bones, This Flesh, This Skin.
Hello everybody, my name is Jonathan Morton. I'm a musician. I'm the artistic director at Scottish Ensemble, and I was lucky to be the violinist on this project.
Thank you, Jonathan. And it's amazing. I mean, this project creates so many different arts. How does it really work?
We wanted to build on this idea of collaborating with other people, which is something that Scottish Ensemble has been doing for many years now. So could we take that ethos and transfer it into this kind of new world where only online performance and online experiences were available artistically? I brought in Martin Suckling, who's a composer that I've worked with for many years, and I absolutely love his music and his approach, and I thought he would be ideal candidate for this particular project. And then we were introduced via the Scottish connection on the Scottish scene. I mean, the Scottish Dance Theatres, big players, and I'd heard so many wonderful things about Joan, and we just approached, and this was actually our first collaboration, right, Joan?
We didn't know we were going to do to create a digital platform from the start. It's something that emerged through discussion. So I suppose my first idea when we got the invitation to collaborate was, we're going to do maybe some filming, and there'll be dance and music, and we will dance to the music, and that's your I suppose your basic expectations. But then pretty quickly, I think in conversation with Martin and John and Genevieve, we knew that there was potential for more, and that's what's been really exciting, because I think that none of us on our own would have done this or come up with these ideas, and it was literally through collaboration and trying to really stretch ourselves and think also of user experience or spectator experience, if you like, that we arrived to this idea, not knowing if actually it was possible from the start. But I think that we were keen not to just create another piece of content that is very ephemeral and just will live on social media for a couple of minutes and then be forgotten pretty quickly. So I think that it was literally through collaboration that we went sort of much further than what my initial expectations were.
I mean, of course, for all our audience, it's really something you have to experience. It's something which is not so easy just to talk about, because I experienced it by myself, and I have to admit that it is this minute where you think like, okay, now you are being creative because you choose the music and you choose the video and what comes out of this. And later on, I have to say, I thought like, is it with a sommelier? You know, the sommelier says, okay, this wine smells like, I don't know, strawberries, and then you have a taste. Ah, yeah, there's a strawberries, you know, because you think of it's an expert. And here you see this. You watch this video and then you think, yeah. I mean, it's really a combination of a sound which belongs more to this vulnerable skin, and then you have this more how to say, like deep diving dance, which is more fundamental in this with bones, so I was finding myself in a situation of okay, is it really that creative, or is it that I'm just thinking of it? How was the reactions of others and first, and then what was your first emotional experience when you also experienced it by yourself?
And that's like a fascinating comment, because it is so much this thing of do we really see this like filtered view of what we're being presented with, and but just in case you're interested, we did so much research, which was like really fantastic for me. I joined all of the dance practices, the dance movement research, because I felt that was really important, because I'm a very kinesthetic maker and filmmaker, and I also come from a dance background. But we did so much research about these different states of existence, or different states of consciousness within the body, with the skin, and what that meant, whether it was like this something that was almost more perceptive to the outside influences, something that was more subtle, more gliding, more. We came up with this huge long list of adjectives that we could use to inspire the movement, and all of those were passed on to Martin in this huge document that is just so extensive, that we used as our kind of blueprint for the whole work in the end. For bones, we were thinking about this brittleness, this stacking, this slightly more formulaic way of composing the body of the skeleton, and therefore in the music as well. And then for flesh, as you mentioned, you get a far more deep guttural experience of the body, of the physicality, and also of the music.
You know, we decided how much information are we going to provide for the viewer. You know, do we kind of explain everything? And so that was part of the conversation, and it's always an interesting tension between, you know, say nothing about it and say too much about it. You know, where is the kind of sweet spot that allows people, you know, like little hooks into something, but then it leaves everything open for their own experience. And I think I feel we've probably achieved that. I think that from the reactions we've had, it's we've given enough to people to kind of find a way into this, and then it's everybody experiences it in their own beautiful way.
But as somebody that made the 27 different variations of all of the films, I can also say that after a while you do sometimes think, but like with enough thought, these could all just be part of the same. But that's also because we're taking it from a perspective of the body, and you know, we are one. I can't separate my skin from my flesh without something probably quite messy happening. So you know, it is this like kind of collective differentiating.
You know, having this conversation now and thinking back, it's really interesting, because as we've mentioned already, the process was so intense in a wonderful way. We had this kind of online digital sketchbook where people would just post, you know, drawings, recordings, little films, ideas, articles, links, and they were all connected with various lines. It was on Padlet, and it was so interesting. You know, I would go every morning and check who'd posted what, and you know, how these kind of amalgams of ideas and threads of ideas were kind of connecting with each other. And so it went from a very kind of ideas and word-based and discussion kind of process, conversations, that's how it starts. You know, it's very kind of word based, and we all are trying to articulate what we're trying to achieve. And then, of course, in the end, you have this purely non-verbal experience of image, dance, and sound, where you don't, you know, there is nothing kind of specifically literal about it.
Joan, one kind of critical question, when you think like musicians come to you and say like, you know, can we collaborate? Do you think like, okay, why is the music not itself enough?
That's a great question. I think that sometimes as a choreographer, it can be quite daunting when you're approaching music that you really respect or like, or and you feel it's almost like, oh, it's a bit sacred. Do we need to do some dances? Is the music not just absolutely enough? And I think something that we all agreed is that we wanted to meet on an equal plane. And often when you have dance and music, you can end up with one being in the foreground and one in the background. And we wanted to kind of like explore what a more maybe equal relationship could be. And I think, therefore, I feel that very much as well with Genevieve's visuals. Like, I think I see it really as a triangle, that sort of sound, choreography, and visuals, and there is tension, literally. And when you're making those choices as a spectator, you're creating different tensions, and that in a way is just really exciting. And Martin didn't have neither a composition that, you know, that he sent and he went like, okay, here it is, you know, now make some movement. We were literally sometimes like you know, like cars in a race. Like sometimes he was ahead, sometimes I was ahead, and then it all came together, you know. And then Genevieve came in, and so it was really much more like a triangle and synergies between those different elements.
Do you think this is possible to repeat? I mean, are you all thinking of, okay, having a new project all together, or do you think this was such a unique process or time? So you know, like you go to a city, you love the city, you come the second time, you think like, okay, I know already. Or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there was definitely a precious uniqueness about this moment, and this coming together of these particular artists that was really, yeah, special. And I don't know if we can ever exactly replicate what we've done before, but I've definitely been in conversation with Martin since we've made this work about collaborating visually. Me and Joan continue to work together on a multitude of different you know, cinematic adventures, and we have a beautiful relationship in terms of our collaboration visually, digitally, with that dance landscape. And you know, I think we all have such a huge admiration for each other's work, and an appreciation for how we can take our expertise, as Joan said, as Jonathan said, and create a really open space where all ideas are relevant, are interesting, and are thought-provoking, and that we can trust that we can actually make something at the end of it, and something that is really sensitive and yet powerful, which I think is a balance that is so important right now, and always in film, in music, and in dance. I think all of these three elements, it's not the first time that somebody has collaborated, like a dancer has collaborated with a musician, or a musician has collaborated with a filmmaker. These are relationships that are so core and innate to all of our work, but putting the relationship at the forefront of the product, I think, is something that is really unique, and that we would all love to explore again. So who knows what the future holds.
I think if Joan and Jonathan have nothing to add, these were lovely words. And once again, I want to kind of online give you the classicalnext Innovation Award 2021 here. These bones, this flesh, this skin, this is for you. And here again, And I know, I mean, we know that you have many trees in Scotland, but still there is another certificate we will send also over to you, that we made a donation to World Land Trust and plant a tree for you, the classicalnext tree. And thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much, especially for this wonderful project, which will last for hopefully the next 100 years at least, online. And thank you so much, for your collaboration, and that you give a sign to the world, I would say.
Thank you, Andreas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Andreas. Nice talking to you.
Thank you.
Jonathan. Thank you, John. That was the wonderful project of the Scottish Ensemble in collaboration with the Scottish Dance Theatre. And now I'm curious, of course, about the next awardees. And stay tuned. See you in the next interview. Bye.